Hey traders, this is Jeff from ZenTrader.ca with a market update post Creek vote. The market's printed the lows for the day early in the morning. After a pretty wild session in the futures markets, they gapped up, sold off, opened lower today, and rallied into the close. Now, I've got a bunch of charts I'm going to show you, and I want you to ask yourself with each chart, is this a bullish or bearish chart? Put aside the macro news for the day, because we're going to get more on Wednesday. This is a busy week, and I don't exactly know how this is going to shake out, but I knew that if I was flat, completely flat, all positions, and I'm looking at these charts, I'm thinking that we're closer to a short-term top than a short-term bottom. So, with that being said, we're at resistance on the 60-minute chart of the NASDAQ and the Dow. It's peeked its head above it a little bit. It looks like it's closed right within that boundary area. It's tough to see right there, but needless to say, we're right near this area of resistance, and this, it doesn't look like a bullish chart to me. And you've got the volume today was weaker. I believe it was weaker across the board on all the indexes. And let's see here. I'm going to go to the TSX. I have a lot of charts to get to. TSX broke out of the little diamond formation that it had going, but not in convincing fashion. This has just been, this RSI action. This is not bullish. This is bullish. Even this is bullish, but it didn't work out. But when it just kind of peeks its head over, it's really just trading. It's really range bound. Typically, when it gets up to the 70 level, it sells off, and it gets down to the 30 level, and vice versa. So now that we're back to the 70 level, one would think that we're going to sell off now. So keep that in mind on the Toronto Stock Exchange. The VIX let out a lot of steam today, down 13%. After reaching this really high volatility area, it sold off, heading back down here. I don't know if it's going to make it all the way down. This could turn around and reverse if we start to see selling around the Fed meeting. It's really tough to say. I am starting to see some stocks that are breaking out. I am starting to see some bullish momentum stocks on some of my watch lists that I am. So I may trade some of these individual stocks, but when I look at the major indexes, from my standpoint, I don't have a whole lot to get excited about. The NASDAQ advanced decline is right back to the 34 moving day average. You want to see this index on this side of the moving averages. When it's on this side of the moving averages, typically we're in a bearish market, and again, right back to resistance. The S&P, you got here the 50-day moving average right back at resistance. We're right at an area when the markets are in a bearish state, that this is a good time to be getting short the market. I have a little note here: buy the dips and sell the tops, depending on the RSI action and whether we're in a bullish or bearish market. When we're on this side of the 50-day moving average, this is bearish action. When we're on this side, this is bullish action. So you buy these bottoms when it's on this side of the bullish, when it's in a bullish trend. You sell these types of tops when you're in a bearish trend. So in the RSI, again, typically we find some resistance around the 60 level. That's exactly what we did. NASDAQ Composite. Oh, by the way, that was the S&P. Sorry, I'm moving too fast. You can pause it and check out these charts a little more in depth. Right back here to the 50-day moving average. And the one last chart I want to get to is precious metals. We're around this resistance level. We're carving out a wedge. I think whichever way this breaks out, it's going to rip. So that there is a potential that I'm going to be getting stopped out of my gold shorts here pretty soon. So watch these levels.